Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. Sir, so I want to ask you that since you were a literature student at first, before you came into filmmaking, so what influenced you to your transition from the field of literature to the field of filmmaking?
Thank you for asking this question. It's always nice to talk to such important things. So, as a student of literature and staying in Kolkata, we were always having a very strong multidisciplinary approach. So, as a student of literature, we used to go to book fair, we used to go to film festivals. There were many film shows were happening. So gradually, I was initiated to seeing films of the world. So this influence of world cinema had a strong influence on me. And then after completing my graduation, I decided that I must do my master's in, not in my English literature, but in my film studies. And so thus, Jadavpur University offered me this MA course. I remember that we were the third batch of masters in film studies. And at that time, uh, only Jadavpur University was giving this MA degree in film studies in inter-Asia. So we were very lucky to be present at that moment and in that city. And that prompted me to take film studies. And when I went to film studies, things changed. And this is history.
Okay. So, sir, I'm curious, like, can you elaborate on what is filmmaking like?
Filmmaking is like war in one word. And you can say it is like journey. It is like building your home. You can say many things. You can compare many things with filmmaking. Primarily, it's all about conceiving an idea. And then it's all about to make that idea happen. So the entire process of filmmaking is to make your idea happen in all possible ways using technology in different forms. So one fine morning, you think of a script, you think of a story, and then you write a script. That's the very basic 1% of filmmaking. But the entire film is made in that stage. Now, whatever happens, you try to make that story feasible. You need to create set, you need to create your own mise-en-scene, you need to create light, you need to create costume, you need to create character, you need to have a sense of edit, sense of sound. So as filmmaking is something, as film is something which has a strong influence of literature, theater, painting, music, and technology, of course. So as a filmmaker, you need to really have a strong grip on all these medium and forms. So filmmaking is all about creating building blocks and creating your house. So when the house is done, you need to do interior decoration, color paint your house. You need to put some decorative things that makes it bright and beautiful. That's how we make our film bright and beautiful. So we shoot, that is the rush, that is the raw material. But then we do so many things with that raw material and make it present to the audience.
Seems like really a hard process. Yeah.
Hard but fantastic process. I must say it's an goosebump process. It is something which really churn on your hormones. It will always make you active, and it will make you active in thought wise, definitely. And what you learn in filmmaking is that man management, because it is not a single person art. You are not writing a poetry, you're not painting in a canvas alone, you're dealing with people. So it's a very fascinating journey.
That's great, sir. Sir, what like when you think of a movie, when you decide, like, okay, I'll make a movie, how
Hmm.
how like ideas come to you? Like how you decide, okay, I'll make a movie on this particular topic.
Very difficult to say, I must. How ideas come, I don't know. Ideas just come. But you also need to train your mind how to look for ideas. This is very important. Ideas doesn't come to everyone. Or I can say this way, ideas are everywhere. It is your mind which will pick up ideas. For example, when I was planning my film Oronodev, which was my last film which I made, I was thinking of this city which is growing old. This city which has two cities within one city. One, there's an old laid-back city, and another, there's a very fast multinational, multicultural city. So I want to create characters who will represent both part of this city. One laid-back character, which we find obviously find in Kolkata, And also we find high-tech character who is at par with things happening now, here and now. So while doing that, I suddenly developed this idea. The next film which I'm planning, I can say that one day I went to visit a friend's place and I saw a river and a circus was happening. Immediately that gave me an idea, if what if this river can be a border? And then I developed an idea of creating a story between a border and a river and a circus and little girl. So idea can happen like that. If you, mostly it happens that you need to read a lot. Stories give you an idea. Your novels that you read can give you an idea. Meeting people can give you idea. You have to meet different kinds of people. That's very important. You need to really meet people to know their stories, and those stories may collaborate and certainly create some other idea. So it's a fascinating thing. You need to always look out for an ideas and that is happening. It's not something given to you. Yeah.
Okay. But sir, many times it happens to you like you are falling short of ideas. Does it happen?
Mostly I fall short of ideas. Mostly.
So sir, during
It
that
happens.
period, what you do? Like, how do you motivate yourself?
Okay, nice. During that period, what I do, I stop thinking about ideas.
Okay.
I do something completely else so that I can come back, refresh my mind, and do things. For example, if I'm not getting ideas for 2 days, I can just listen to music or different kinds. That can be Indian classical, that can be Western classical, that can be rock music, that can be Rabindra Sangeet. I can listen to different kind of music. I may listen to go to concert and listen to music. I get a refreshed mind and come back. It may happen that I may read different books, which may not be connected to that idea, what I'm trying to think of. I'm sure I always hopeful that I get an eureka moment that give me that kick. Okay, something is coming up. So yeah, but mostly I pick up ideas from things around me. I pick up ideas because I have an eye for idea. I always know how to sneak in ideas. I can sniff ideas. So that is interesting.
Okay.
At times it may happen that a newspaper report might give me some idea of a story.
Wow, sir. Wow. Okay, sir. So, as I know that you're not only an independent filmmaker, but you're also a theater director. So, sir,
Right.
can you tell me like how it is like how like when you make films, how it is different from making like plays in the theater hall?
Completely different. These two are completely different process. So when I make films, well, regarding the writing part, like writing a script of a film and writing a script of a play, this part is almost the same because that part happens in seclusion. So when I'm writing it in my room, a script of a film, I may take 1 or 2 months. For writing play, I also take 1 or 2 months. So when I'm writing the play, I'm also seeing the play at the same time. What's happening? People coming from this side, entering, exit, everything, action happening. I can see and write. But number of people associated with film is much more than people associated with theater. Point one. Secondly, in theater, film is much more budget-oriented medium. So I cannot make a film in 1 lakh. I can, but it will not be so easy or difficult, easy film to make. But in 1 lakh, I can make a theater. I can produce a theater in 50,000 also. So in theater, as the budget is much less, I have much more control over the medium. So I can have rehearsals at my own ease. I can have a set of my own ease. I can book my halls at my own ease. These are important, definitely. In films, there are less rehearsals. Rehearsal is more with technology. So I do rehearsal with the Reiki, I go rehearsal with the camera and everything. But with human, I take very less rehearsal. For example, if I'm taking a star in a film, at best I can do script reading once or twice and rehearsals 3 or 4 days, max to max. But in theater, I can do a rehearsal for humongous 3 months, rigorously for 3 months, thrice a week. I can do rehearsals. So theater is much more, I should say, physical medium. So I can touch you, I can feel you, hold you, when I work with you, it is about sweat and tear, much more thing. And the performance, during the time of performance, the reaction is instant. So keeping that in mind, I devise my play. So I know at that point, people will laugh, people will smile. I know the light will come down. So how things will happen live. So that sense of live is much more in theater. But film is a dead medium. Like you have made a film today. They are seeing now, like you are seeing Pathan now, right? But Pathan was made 6 months back. Final cut was made 6 months back. Shahrukh shot Pathan 2 years back. So he got his goosebump 2 years back. Adrenaline was done 2 years back. Now he's just reliving it. But in theater, it is happening here and now. And each show is different from the other. So that's another.
Yes, sir. Sir, like as a filmmaker, what advice do you want to give to the upcoming new filmmakers?
First thing that I don't like giving advice. Having said that, if it has to be given, then keep your eyes wide open. There are stories all around you. You just need to pick them up. You need to be just like a magnet. There are stories all around you. Look at people, mix with as many person as you can, explore yourself, experiment with your life. Then only you can get stories. Then you can make films. Film is not something which you suddenly get like a eureka moment. No, you cannot sit in your home and see DVD and see films, see in YouTube and get idea. No, that's not filmmaking. It's a journey. So you should go through that journey and you should enjoy that journey.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. That was really inspiring. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you. Thank
joining.
you. Thank you.